Sam from Fan5000 here, and I finally reached 400 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. It means so much. If we can get up to 500, that would be fantastic. So, if you remember, I said I was going to do a question and answer video about Ask Me Anything, and this is my 400 subscriber special. So, if you ask me a question, thank you so much. If you didn't ask me a question and you want to ask me a question, yeah, you can always comment and I'll reply. But yeah, some people ask more questions than others. Some they only ask one, but that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm glad to see new faces in the comment section. I really appreciate that, to see new comments and all that. So thank you so much. So let's get started. So the first question comes from someone called Angel on Twitter. She says, "What are my thoughts on Transformers 5?" My thoughts are that, I really do like the way it's going. Loads of people don't, but the fact that it's going into the lore more really excites me. And the past, they're altering the past. Whether it might make me confused when I watch, the first 4 films, whether I'm like, well, how does this tie into this and that tie into that? I don't know. But I'm glad that they're going into the lore, because the previous 4 films, they did have lore in them. But if you had read the comics for the movies, you'll know that they really do have a lot more lore. And I'm really glad that they're bringing more lore into the new film. I like how it's going to Stonehenge. I like how it's going into World War II. I'm just so glad the direction it's going. And a lot of people, they don't like the fact that Optimus is fighting Bumblebee. But then a load of people have actually said, in the past, what would happen if Optimus Prime fought Bumblebee? And now it's happening. So yeah. But yeah, I don't think they would do that to Optimus though. Like, I honestly believe that Optimus isn't fighting Bumblebee. I really do believe something or someone is controlling Optimus. And the fact that Optimus fights Bumblebee makes him a greater hero. And let me explain that. Because in the film, Optimus will probably, regain control of, his capabilities and all that. So maybe Optimus goes for a kill shot at Bumblebee, and realises that, this isn't me, this is Quintessa doing this. That will make Optimus realise he's doing wrong and actually allow him to overcome, the possession. So that will make him a great hero, because he can not only overcome the control of a possession, but overcome the control of his creator. And I'm really glad that they're introducing his creator, because they could be going into lore like the Matrix and the Allspark. So I'm really glad that they're going into the lore in this film. So yeah, second question from Amy as well. My favourite characters. So let's get into this. Optimus Prime, obviously. Bumblebee, Megatron, Starscream, Hot Rod, Rodimus, RC, Windblade, Grimlock, and Dinobot. I love Dinobot so much. I love all them characters. But yeah, they're my favourite characters. Let me know your favourite characters in the comment section below. Also from Angel, last question. Comments on Hot Rod. So, this is Hot Rod in the new film. So a lot of people don't like the fact that he's French, or has a French accent. But just think about this, because we've only seen one clip, which was just over a minute. We've only seen a few trailers of him in it, and them trailers he didn't really speak in. There's only one trailer that he speaks in, which is a TV spot. So, if you had all what we've seen of Hot Rod so far, we'd probably not even get 5 minutes of footage. Probably not even 3 minutes of footage. So, the fact that people are complaining about Hot Rod already, it's a bit like, come on, give it a chance. But yeah, other than that, I love Hot Rod being in a new film. I could get used to his French accent, to be honest. I don't know, I just could. But, give it a chance, guys, because we've probably not even seen 3 minutes footage of Hot Rod. But yeah. Next question comes from Cat vs Dog Animation. Thoughts on Team B, Bumblebee and his team being a combiner in RID Combiner Force. It's one of the things that's going to happen eventually, because, there's loads of combiner teams, and a lot of people thought, what happens if Bumblebee, what happens if he combines? It's one of the things that I always thought was inevitable. Whether it's going to be 20 years ahead of us or 30 years ahead of us. I think Bumblebee was always destined to be part of a combiner team. And yeah, but other than that, I actually do like the idea of Bumblebee because it's taken his leadership to a next level. Because on season 1, we obviously saw him, trying to command his team. Season 2, it was a bit of a conflict with Optimus, but also trying to manage his team. Season 2.5 with, Starscream. Bumblebee was a fantastic leader. And now, not only does Bumblebee have to lead his team after a time where Decepticons, have gone quiet a bit, because, there's not been any Decepticon activity on Earth, but he also has to lead them as a combiner, if you know what I mean. So it takes his leadership to a whole new level, and that really does allow character development. So I do like the idea of Bumblebee and his team becoming a combiner, and just the fact that I can get the figure. So yeah. Next question comes from Skill Dominic. Advice on buying Transformers. So what I would do is try to get the most. Well, this is my point of view. If you were doing a stop motion, try and get the most accurate scale and movie accurate figures that you can get. It doesn't matter about the paint job, because for example, I've actually just got happy to have last night Optimus here. He has blue here on his shoulders. It's a bit of a shell former, but it doesn't matter about the paint or the fact that it's a bit of a shell former, because if you really do want a movie accurate collection, then you can change the paint application. Because let's face it, even if this Optimus was perfectly, every single detail was accurate, there would be some people who would still paint him. But yeah, so don't bother about the paint scheme as much, but just, you can paint him if you're not happy with the colours. You can remove the shell. But yeah, another piece of advice is to sort out what you really want. Try to avoid buying repaints straight away, because you need a diverse collection. For example, you need an Optimus, obviously you need a Bumblebee, this is talked about last night. You need Crosshairs, Drift, Hot Rod, you'll need a Megatron, you'll need a Barricade, Berserker, you get my idea. So try to get one of each character in scale. For example, again, this Optimus. Bumblebee in the film comes to about his leg here, and the deluxe Bumblebee actually comes to about here. So try to get an accurate scale, because if you get the leader class Optimus, then he just towers over Bumblebee too much. But yeah, try to get scale-wise accuracy. Like I said, don't matter about paint job, because you can always paint that over. And also one more thing about this Prime. I'm not actually bothered about him having like blue shoulders here, because Optimus is red and blue, so it's nice to have some differences from the figure to the movie, because you see the movie version and then you see the figure version, and it's got paint application, but it didn't have on the movie, so it's it's different, same but different. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so try to get scale accurate figures, and try to get figures what look like the movie. Like I said, you can change the paint application, so that doesn't matter. But yeah, so try to get one of each character. And if you do want to get all Transformers, then buy the repaints afterwards. But try to get the main line. That's what I would, suggest. So yeah, next question comes from Super CPDR. So in a death battle between G1 Prime and Movie Prime, who would win? Now, I'm going to be honest, you inspired me to make a video all about Optimus. Not each individual Optimus, but Optimus as a whole, from Generation 1 to the nowadays. You inspired me to actually start making a video, because I'm starting to plan it. I'm starting to think about it, about how powerful Prime really is. And trust me, he is Um, but yeah, so between G1 Prime and Movie Prime, it's really hard because they are both very strong. The weapons are so immense, it's just the Movie Prime is much more bigger than the G1 Prime. And I would say that the Movie Prime has a lot more weapons and is more skilled in hand-to-hand combat than the G1 Prime. However, the G1 Prime seems to be more durable and has more, like, he has his trailer, like Roller and everyone. So he might, he has more backup. So I would say that the Movie Prime would actually be more physically strong and do more damage, but the G1 Prime could take that damage. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would just say it's a tie, but just for the argument's sake, let's say if it came to weaponry, the Movie Optimus would probably win. But yeah, I reckon the movie actually. It's really hard to tell, but yeah, let's just say it's a tie because it really is probably one of the harder battles. But like I said, G1 Prime definitely can take a lot more beatings than Movie Prime, but Movie Prime probably has a stronger punch and has better weaponry. But yeah, so if it came to hand-to-hand combat, the Movie Prime would win, but overall, the G1 Prime seems more durable. And there are times when G1 Prime has really shown immense strength. Well, I'm probably going to make a video on Optimus Prime. So yes, so Super CPDR. If you want to watch that video when it comes out, I'm not sure when it'll come out, but I'm going to be planning it soon. Please watch that. Next question comes from Transformers Brett. So, first Transformers show. So, I originally watched the 2007 movie. That's how I got into Transformers. Well, I saw Transformers before that, like on the shelves and on the TV, but the film was what really got me into it. And my first actual show was G1 actually, Dark Awakening. So I keep looking over here. It's the questions on here, and just my answers. So if I forget, then I can just read this. So my first show was G1, and first episode was G1 Awakening. G1 Dark Awakening. I loved that episode because I remember I started watching it, and then I had to go and do something after it finished. But that is one of my favourite episodes to this day. But yeah, that was my first episode, and Transformers 2007 movie was, what got me into Transformers. One of my next things that I watched was the original Transformers movie, because my sister bought me that DVD, and so far I've probably got about 8, 9, maybe 10, 11 editions of Transformers the movie. I've just got all the editions. Right, so thank you for your question, Transformers Brett. Serena Porter, 2 questions. Favourite Decepticon? There's actually 2, Megatron and Starscream, because it would be Megatron. I'm talking about characters overall, not like from different series, just as a whole. My favourite Decepticon is Megatron because Megatron is just so badass, and Starscream, he really touched me in Transformers Armada. It really hit here, because if you've seen Transformers Armada, you'll know what Starscream does towards the end, and that just made me I just have respect towards Starscream now. Even though he killed Cliffjumper, he's killed loads of Transformers, he's tried to overthrow Megatron at every turn. Armada Starscream just, wow. My favourite Autobot is Optimus Prime or Bumblebee. I like others, like I said, Grimlock, I like Dinobot, even though he's a Maximal. I like Windblade. I like basically any Transformer I love. So yeah. So next question comes from Nicholas Hermanus. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Opinions on Robots in Disguise 2015. So I think it's a great series, and that, people should give it a chance because this is the last series of the Align continuity. Do you really want to? Transformers Prime is fantastic. Rescue Bots is fantastic. If you just complain about, Robots in Disguise by it being a terrible sequel, is that really how you want this series to go out? Because, say in 5 years' time when you're looking back and you're thinking, I wish the Align continuity was still going, but then you just remember, oh wait, all I did when it finished was complain. Maybe I should have appreciated that this is the last chance we're getting of this, continuity, you know what I'm saying? So I just wish people would give it a chance. Because, spoiler alert for the comics for Robots in Disguise, so just fast forward a minute or two, there has been loads of returning Transformers Prime characters. There's been RC, there's been Bulkhead, there's been Ultra Magnus, there's been Viacon, Steve, there's been Predaking, there's been Optimus, there's been Bumblebee, of course, there's been Ratchet, basically everyone in Team Prime but Wheeljack. Starscream as well, Starscream. Insecticon, I guess you could count an Insecticon, but it's not the same Insecticon that was in Prime. But really, every Prime character has returned to Robots in Disguise at some point, whether it's, the show, the comics. It's really, it's just fantastic when you think about it. So yeah. Next question, also from Nicholas. Unicron, is he in the last night? Oh, it's so hard because, that planet Transformer is. Oh, it's so hard. Because people are saying it's Cybertron, but then if you look in Dark of the Moon, Cybertron was so much bigger than Earth. But in the last night, that planet, it's probably like twice the size of the Moon. Probably a lot bigger than the Moon, actually. But if it was Cybertron, shouldn't it be much more bigger? But then if it was Unicron, shouldn't, Unicron be much more bigger? So it's a bit like 50-50. Is it Unicron? Is it Cybertron? Is it what's left of Cybertron? Because, it sort of like turned into a black hole, so maybe the remnants of the planet all came together and there weren't that much. It's so hard to guess what that planet is. But yeah, personally, I don't think Unicron's in the last night. I think we might get a teaser of him, just a tiny, tiny teaser. Maybe Anthony Hopkins say something, but I don't think we're going to see something. I'll be surprised if we do, but my personal opinion, I think it's a bit too early to introduce Unicron. Because, we got Transformers 1 with the Allspark, Transformers 2 with the Matrix, Transformers 3 with the Ark, and now we've got Age of Extinction, and now The Last Night. I don't know, I think they should wait till at least a Bumblebee movie to maybe tie something in the past of that about Unicron. I don't know. If Unicron is in The Last Night, I think Paramount will be able to pull it off, and I don't think they will ruin him. I think they will actually somehow introduce him to the point where if Unicron is in The Last Night, I think Paramount will actually write him in. I've lost my train of thought. I just think if he is in the movie, then they will write him in really, really good. I think they're going to be very careful with Unicron. But I wouldn't be surprised if Unicron isn't in the film. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Next question from the TF Nerd. What am I most looking forward to in Transformers The Last Night? A few things actually. Optimus Prime vs Bumblebee, because I want to see the outcome. I don't think Optimus is going to win. I don't think Bumblebee is going to win. I think like the Knights are going to break it up or something. I don't think there's going to be more than one fight between them though. I think it's just going to be on that platform and that's it. But I could be wrong. I'm also looking forward to Optimus vs Megatron. What I think is going to happen is Optimus and Megatron fight, and Optimus beats Megatron up, and then goes to the surface, and that's when Bumblebee has to fight him. I'm also looking forward to, because I watched this video, and Josh Duhamel, he was talking about Santiago Cabrera and that he's sort of like nemesis in this movie. So I'm looking forward to Lennox vs Santiago, if that happens. I'm looking forward to loads of things. I'm looking forward to seeing Drift, seeing all the other characters, seeing Hot Rod, seeing that planet. There's just so much in this movie, and I'm just so happy because I've already booked my tickets. The first showing is at 7 p.m. Really, 7 p.m. Normally the first showing in the morning or in the afternoon. The first showing on my end is 7 p.m. But yeah, I've already pre-booked my tickets. But yeah, so also a question from the TF Nerd: 5 things I hate about Transformers. So basically, I don't hate anything. Everything about Transformers I love. People hate Energon. People hate the Combiner War series. I don't. Everything. I know fans say, "Oh, I love anything to do with Transformers. Oh, I love anything to do with Star Wars. Oh, I love anything to do with whatever series." I literally do love anything to do with Transformers, even if it's just this detail here on Prime's sword. I love everything about Transformers. There are things about the fandom that I disagree with, though. First of all, Bay haters, because, like it or not, Michael Bay is directing Transformers 5, but if you think about it, Michael Bay's had a massive impact. If it weren't for Michael Bay, Transformers Prime probably would have been very, very different. Rescue Bots would have had an impact. Robots in Disguise probably wouldn't have even happened. Or a new cartoon might have taken its place, because Bumblebee can't speak in the films. Well, that carried on to Transformers Prime. It had an effect on Rescue Bots because Bumblebee was in there and he couldn't speak. And Robots in Disguise, it's sort of like Bumblebee, how he goes on after he receives his voice, what he's going to do, his story, because Bumblebee could never really talk. So now he has an opportunity to tell his story, you know what I mean? So without Michael Bay, the line continuity might not even exist today. And Michael Bay has really taught people things. He's a fantastic director, whether you like him or not. You cannot say that he's one of the greatest directors of this generation, because he's just taught so many things. He puts work into these movies, and a lot of humour, even though people don't like it. He puts a lot of humour into them. Skids and Mudflap, people hate them. I love them. And oh yeah, something that just came to mind. Skids and Mudflap, they were killed off in Dark of the Moon. You didn't see though, but they were killed off in Dark of the Moon. And people moan about Skids and Mudflap, that the hated characters. But then they're not in Dark of the Moon. Everyone's like, "Oh, where's Skids and Mudflap?" Michael Bay does them a favour by taking them out of the movie, and everyone complains that he's took them out of the movie. Transformers is one of the franchise where the fans want something. They want them to go down a certain road. Transformers does that. They go down that road. The fandom is still unhappy. But yeah, next thing is people thinking Transformers is for children. I have been bothered about that so much in school, and I've had so many debates, won them all. But yeah, people just say, "Oh, Transformers is for children." Sure, there's shows like Rescue Bots, what are aimed for younger audiences. But overall, if you have a passion about something, you don't let people put you down about it. Transformers is not for children. Well, it is for children, but it's for all ages. If it was for children, answer me this: if it was for children, would Transformers movies be so violent? Would they have swearing in it? Would they have some of the the dirty jokes in the films? You get what I'm saying? So it's not just for children. There's some toys aimed at children, there's some shows aimed at children, But Transformers overall is not specifically aimed at children, it's for all ages. So no matter how old you are not too old to be liking Transformers. I'm going to still like this franchise when I'm 70. But yeah, next question is people not giving it, next part of the question about what I hate about Transformers, even though I don't hate it, but also something I hate about the fandom is people not giving it a chance. Because people know at college that I love Transformers. They come up to me and they're like, oh, Transformers is boring. I'm like, have you watched the films? No. Then how can you say it's boring? You know, if they've not watched the films, if they've seen one trailer or something like that, they cannot possibly formulate an opinion on the entire franchise. There is so much to this franchise. There's comics, there's cartoons, there's movies, there's storybooks, there's everything. The franchise is massive. You know, with it being starting as a toy line, Transformers probably started here. With all the lore, with everything that's going to Transformers, Transformers is up here. And the people who are talking about Transformers and not giving it a chance are here. Because, you know, they're not looking at any sources of information. They are just, you know, everyone knows what a Transformer is. And that's why they judge it. Because they assume that it's just a robot who turns into a car and can fight. That's it. That's what they assume. And yeah, they don't give it a chance, and I really wish they would. But yeah, next part is people thinking Transformers are weak. Oh, the number of debates I've been in about this. Whew. So, people believe that Transformers are weak. My voice went a bit then. Yeah, sorry about that. People believe Transformers are weak. They're like, oh, you know, Optimus. Hang on a minute. Sorry guys, just had to check something outside. So people are like, Optimus, yeah, is good with a sword. But other than that, you know, that's it. It's not very good fighting. That's what people think. And it's not just about that. It's about even the most advanced Transformers. You know, Unicron. When I tell people about how powerful Unicron is, they're like, that's stupid, it can't be that powerful. He's a Transformer-sized planet. But yet people think Transformers are weaker than they are, and they're really more powerful than you can possibly imagine. You know, Optimus's punch, you know, might not look much on certain like scenes, because it really depends who he's up against. If he's up against an opponent who can take his punch, then that might make Optimus look a little weak at times, and that the fact that he can get knocked down. But the only times, and the fact that Optimus dies a lot. But you know, the only time Optimus dies or goes down is if he's truly, truly overwhelmed, or if he's against someone like Megatron, who is his equal, or if he just really, really cannot win. That is the only time Optimus goes down, or if he sacrifices himself. That is the only time that Optimus will go down. But it takes a lot to bring Prime down, and trust me, and not just Prime, Megatron, Starscream, Ironhide. There are so many powerful Transformers. So yeah, Transformers are powerful. Final part is, you know, the fandom again. Pardon me, I'm sorry. But yeah, people not respecting your opinions because, you know, say I comment on a video. Say if I go on, like I said, people don't like Energon. So say if I go on Energon, a video and comment on it saying, I love this show, it's so good. That is my opinion. And then people will comment saying, what are you on about? This is the worst series ever. Go delete your channel. People nowadays, especially with Transformers, people believe that Transformers should be centered all around Generation 1. Generation 1 is fantastic. It has had comics put around it. It's had Marvel, Dreamwave, IDW. There is so much around Generation 1. So if you don't like a certain series, then don't watch it. But just respect people's opinions, because you might not like Energon, you might not like Cybertron, you might not like the Bay movies, but people do. And you've got to respect those opinions, because no matter what you say, you cannot change people's opinions. People can stop liking things because their opinions can change, but you cannot change their opinions. But yeah, so yeah, I would just like the fandom to respect each other's opinions. Respect my opinion on things. I'll respect your opinion on things. But yeah, I think that's all I've got to say in this video. So thank you to everyone who has watched this video so far. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. Thank you to everyone who's asked me a question. Yeah, so thank you so much, guys. I appreciate if you watch all this video. So please like, comment, share, follow me on Twitter, and till all I want.